most of the developed countries are coming up with new immigration policies. Now it seems to be more difficult to move to most of these countries compared to how it was a few years back. If you are that person that is just confused about where should I relocate to and I really need to relocate for whatever reason, then you probably need to watch this video. Hi guys, welcome to Layo's Tribe. In today's video, I'll be giving you 5 reasons why Canada is still the best place to relocate to in 2024, irrespective of everything that is happening. Okay, the very first reason is because of their immigration policy. While we all agree that in recent times we've seen changes to the immigration policy, unlike previous year where you could come in with your dependents to attend like a college and for your 1 or 2 years courses and still get your postgraduate work permit. Now the recent immigration law is beginning to look like for you to bring in your dependents, it has to be that you're coming to do your master's or even your PhD. However, is it still worth it to come to Canada? Yes, it is. I would just say that just know what works for you. If you're coming to Canada in this 2024 with your family through the education route, then you know that you absolutely need to come for your master's. I mean, just look at your family has a better chance of having a master's degree and excelling and succeeding at it. Is it the husband or the wife? It doesn't matter who. You can just come study. The good news to that also is that for a year master's now, people are able to get 3 years postgraduate work permits, which gives ample time to be able to file for permanent residence. So what am I saying? Even with the immigration rule, if you still really want to migrate, Canada has good policies in place. According to research, 85% of Canadian permanent residents end up becoming citizens. And the reason why I feel Canada is still the best for you to come in 2024, although I agree it might be a bit more difficult to relocate now, it's still the best because if you are coming as a permanent resident, you already know that, oh, if I don't leave the country or go anywhere and I qualify, let's say in the next 4 years maximum, I'm able to apply for my citizenship. If I'm coming in as a student, after I get my postgraduate work permit after my study, and then I get PR. It has very clear immigration pathway. The pathways are clear. You are able to predict when you become citizen. You are able to predict when you become permanent resident. And if you play your cards right, all these things would remain the same thing. Yes, countries come up with immigration laws, but over time, what I've noticed with Canada especially is even when they come up with these policies, they don't affect the people that are already in the country. You hardly see Canada coming up with policies that would have like a negative impact on maybe students in the country already or even permanent residents. Yes, they might come up with policies that would make it more difficult for some new immigrants to come in or new students to come in. But once you are able to like get your visa and land in the country, you are sure of becoming PR or citizen eventually if you do everything you are supposed to do. So yes, I would absolutely advise that when deciding where you want to relocate, Canada might be top on your list because of their immigration policy. We all want to become global citizens and we like the freedom that comes with being able to pick up your passport and travel to any country of choice. Right, so it is not a rat race of, oh, I'm just here, I'm uncertain. Even for students that are doing like especially students that are doing 2 years courses, they have they are able to tell that oh, we would become citizens. It might take longer than it would take the PR holders, but the pathways is very clear. In addition to that, because of still on the immigration policy, there are different things you can take advantage of. Some people, when trying to relocate, they don't qualify for PR, or it's taking longer than it should, and then they decided to come as students. But as a student, there are different ways you can remain in the country. There are different legal ways of remaining in the country. You can just check for whatever province you are for their provincial nomination program. You can check if it's the Atlantic region for the AIP. You can get a job that has LMIA. Basically, once you are in this country, except you really want to leave, there are legal ways that you can remain in the country and eventually become a citizen. The only difference is that it might take longer for some people, but you are able to have an idea of when that would eventually happen. So for that singular reason, I think Canada is the best place to relocate to in 2024. That takes me to the next point, which is the political stability. For some people, when you ask them why did they relocate, it's not everyone that relocated because of money. Some people relocated because they just want a sane environment. They just want peace and the serenity that comes with like a place like Canada. So the way some of us are used to back home, where we have a lot of things happening when there's no political stability, the two major political parties here in Canada, for example, that is the Conservative Party and the Liberal Party, they hardly make policies that goes against each other. What am I trying to say is that a lot of people are not even interested in politics here, and people are not anxious and agitated when an election is forthcoming, or they are worried about, oh, we don't know what it will look like when this party wins in terms of policy. So to a very large extent, up until this point, people are able to like predict what happens in terms of politics. So there is no clash between the parties as to in terms of policy making, and as a result of that, people are more like confident in the system, and they are able to predict, oh, irrespective of what happens, like we are fine as immigrants or as newcomers in the country. In addition to these two, I would also say that one major reason why people should relocate to Canada in 2024 is because of safety. Insecurity is a big deal in a lot of places, and let's not forget that Canada is no heaven. It doesn't mean that there are no crimes or things don't happen. However, to a very large extent, also depending on what parts of the country you are, there is this you feel safe to a very large extent. You feel safe. You feel like it doesn't mean that these vices don't happen here, but one is able to live without constant fear of the unknown, of something just happening to me suddenly because someone is angry and decides to like start shooting, or people are able to have access to guns and just make use of it because they are angry. I'm not saying that there are no crimes at all. I'm just saying that the rate is significantly lower compared to a lot of other places, and there are even some provinces that are really safe to live in. You are comfortable and able to raise children the way you want your children to be, and also they are a bit communal than some other places, and your kids are able to integrate and be a part of the community. The fourth reason I feel Canada is like the best place to relocate to in 2024 is because of the cultural diversity. When you come here, I'm sure irrespective of the part of the world you came from, you'd be surprised that you still meet people that are from the same place. In Canada, you are constantly working with Indians, people from Middle East, Nigerians, Africans generally, people from different parts of the world. So it's like I'm really diverse, and at the workplace they are able to respect each other's culture and appreciate them. What do I mean by like respect? I'll give an example. In my workplace, for example, because this is Ramadan season, well, one of the directors suggested that, oh, let's talk about Ramadan, just to educate us on what it is about and why Muslims fast during the month of Ramadan. This is a director that is like a Christian and he doesn't even know what Ramadan is all about. I'm just trying to say that they respect our individual differences, and they are interested in just learning and knowing about it. So I would absolutely encourage you, irrespective of your beliefs, your culture, where you are from, your tribe. Canada is a place that is really diverse, and they are able to accommodate all of our differences. Don't forget that that could be both ways. For some immigrants also, because of our beliefs, some people believe that some things are abomination. Some people don't believe in LGBTQ, and you don't want your children to be exposed to all of this information. We need to make up our minds that whether we like it or not, the fact that we are in this part of the world, kids will tend to hear about these things that we probably wouldn't talk about back home. They would see it as, and they'll see some people that probably see it as their own way of life and as normal. So you just need to pick our battles wisely. Yes, there's cultural diversity. Yes, kids will be exposed to different things you might not be comfortable with, and that is where the home and the family factor kicks in. Once you put in, it is left for you to put in the information you want your kids to just basically do your best as a family unit in terms of the kind of information you want your kids to be exposed to. And it's also for this reason that some people feel they really don't want to relocate. But for the really religious people, the Christians, the Muslims, we have different churches and even mosques around that people are able to attend and just join people of the same faith. And by so doing too, the kids will be able to mingle with other children and know the things that are right for their religion and the things their religion does support. So in terms of cultural diversity, it could go both ways, but for the fact that they are very welcoming of other people's culture, other people's religion, I absolutely believe that it's one of the best reasons Canada should be your top choice when thinking of relocating in 2024. The fifth reason why I feel like Canada is the best place to relocate to in 2024 is because of the career advancement. I know a lot of YouTubers and even people here in Canada would argue that there are no jobs in Canada, but I know that that means different things for different people. It depends on the kind of job you are looking for and how you are looking for this job. I'll give an example. My sister was like a lawyer back home, and she was already practicing as a lawyer. And when she came to Canada, definitely she had to do some recertification. She didn't mind going back to the bottom of the ladder and starting as a legal assistant, a clerk. And bottom line is that eventually at this point she's practicing law in Canada. So it depends on what you are willing to do to get to the point you are trying to get to. And in the same vein, we still have some people that they were lawyers back home and they are not ready to go through the process, and they just took on transitional jobs and they've been stuck there for years. So yes, that is the place of sacrifice. If you really want this thing, what are you willing to do to get what you really want? So when people argue that there are no jobs, I would just keep saying that it depends on what you are looking for, the skill set you have, the commitment you are able to make. It's not like you would land today and the job is already waiting. I don't think it's that easy. Maybe some people are able to easily get jobs like that, but you really need to do a lot of things. I will definitely do a video where I talk about the best way to get good jobs, things I think might work based on my own experience and the approach I feel you might use. But I know that a lot of people are struggling with getting jobs in Canada. You'd be surprised that I know quite a number of business analysts here in Canada that they are still trying to get jobs. And I know another country in this same Canada that recruited a business analyst from Nigeria and sponsored him. So it depends on how are you positioning yourself for success. What are you doing? If you have so many BAs here, why are they sponsoring someone all the way? What skill? What does he have that others don't have? So yes, in terms of job hunts, that one is a different topic entirely. It's a different ball game. But does Canada give room for career advancement? Yes. I I know people around that they've been able to progress in their careers just because of these opportunities. They've been exposed to technologies that they never thought would be able to, but because we are here and people are constantly trying to upskill and learn new things, they are positioned for success. In addition, it is very important the kind of people, when you get to Canada, the kind of people you associate yourself with, the kind of friends you keep, the kind of people you mingle with, sort of as a way of defining, I wouldn't say defining you in its entirety, but it sort of has a way of determining the level you would go and the kind of drive you would have for success. No disrespect at all to people doing transitional jobs, because there is dignity in labor. I've had people, they will just ask some people in Canada that, oh, what kind of job do you think I can do? I'm trying to start a career. And then they will tell them, then you should take up care jobs, and it's easy to get in and you can make more money. Yes, they make money. Yes, I'm not trying to disrespect the career. I'm just saying that the kind of information and the people you are exposed to also goes like a long way in determining your outcome. So when you see people that are career driven, that are doing things out of their comfort zone, that are breaking boundaries, that are constantly looking for ways to upskill, get more money, get better paying jobs, you wouldn't want to limit yourself to these transitional jobs. And even if you are doing it, you would know that it's a temporary thing, it's just a phase until you get to where you are going to. You won't just stay there. And except for people that are really passionate about jobs like that, yes, we have people that they are passionate, but except for those ones, you would know that it is just a step on the ladder to success, and you keep your eyes on the goal. Thank you very much, and I hope you make the right decisions when it comes to deciding where to migrate to eventually, based on your strength financially, the kind of skills you have, what you are willing to do to get to where you're trying to get to. Thank you for sticking to Layo's Tribe. Don't forget to please subscribe to the channel and like my videos so that I'll be encouraged to do more. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.